A British woman working with lepers in the slums of one of India's biggest cities says she's almost raised enough money to build a leprosy clinic. It's part of an extraordinary 7-year story in which Leah Patterson has battled prejudice to bring care to an outcast community at the cost of her own health. We'll be speaking to Leah live from Nagpur in just a moment. First, though, here's her story.
On India's crowded and chaotic streets, hardship is a way of life. Absolute poverty an ever-present reality. It's what makes the appearance of Leah Patterson here all the more remarkable. The 30-year-old from County Durham is quite literally touching those society regards as untouchable, healing the wounds of those blighted by leprosy.
She was told that she had to have a foot amputated. Since we've been doing the dressings, the ulcer has actually improved quite dramatically. So at the moment, it's not necessary for her to have a foot amputated.
In the squalor of the city slums where Leah works a bruising 6-day week, she's become known as the Angel of Nagpur.
Angel of Nagpur is a label that doesn't sit easy with me at all. And a lot of people misunderstand my reasons for being here. And I think I'm motivated primarily by feeling angry at what I'm seeing.
And what makes Leah angry is the sight of women like 58-year-old Panchap Kula, banished by leprosy to join beggars by the side of the road.
Leprosy is primarily a disease of poverty. So much of Leah's working day is spent moving among the very poorest of India's poor.
And the price of devotion for Leah was the unthinkable, to fall ill with leprosy herself.
The day that I was told, it was shocking. And it was more shocking that I would have to tell my family.
Leah opted to stay in India for treatment, so today her unfinished work goes on, a product of privilege, helping those made outcasts by leprosy. Richard Bestic, Sky News, Nagpur, India.
And Leah Patterson joins us live from Nagpur in eastern India. A very good afternoon to you.
Hello. Well,
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Leah, when do you think your clinic will finally be built?
I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe after another year we'll have our clinic. But actually, can I just put something to you and to the viewers who are watching this, that although the clinic is something that we are working towards, if I give you a figure like £60 and tell you that that figure can transform a woman's life, a woman who through leprosy has been forced to live on the streets and beg without self-respect and dignity, with £60 she can set up her own business, get her self-respect back, and also be an active member of the community. So this is something that I'm really trying to focus people's attentions on, and this is something that myself and my colleagues here actually see what £60 can do, how it can work. So let's see. I mean, I'm hoping a year will be the time when we get our clinic.
And presumably this will probably be the first of many clinics to help leprosy sufferers.
Yeah, our plan is that although we'd like to keep our projects relatively small and very neat and tidy and well run, that Nagpur is just one of many cities in India where we feel that our work and our services would be very much needed. So that's our plan, to set up many clinics all over India.
Just looking at Richard Bestic's report, we saw an example, if you like, of the terrible discrimination that leprosy sufferers face once they have this disease, that they're forced to live out on the street as beggars.
Yes, that's true. And the difference between men and women is that even in India today, still women are economically dependent on their families and then on their husbands. So if you have a disease like leprosy and you're thrown out, then these women have no alternative. Men with leprosy are still accepted as members of their family, members of society. So women, they don't have a say, they don't have the opportunity to earn money. So most of these women turn to begging. And that's the difference between men and women, I feel, and I've observed in leprosy. So many of these women are forced to do unthinkable things, even prostitution.
Do you feel that your work where you are has really opened the eyes of the local population to the difficulties that women afflicted with leprosy face, and indeed the difficulties for sufferers generally?
Yeah, women with leprosy, women in India generally have difficulties, as I've explained to you. Economically, they're dependent on their families. But women with leprosy face unthinkable problems. They hide their condition because they're frightened to tell their husbands for fear that their husbands will divorce them or throw them out. In hiding their condition, it progresses, it gets worse. They don't seek treatment early, and they get more advanced leprosy. So, you know, women with leprosy have this different set of complicated problems. And it just needs education, and it just needs somebody going in, speaking to these women, speaking to the family members, and that's all it takes, really. And somebody just being there to listen to their problems, because nobody's interested to hear these women's problems. Their neighbours aren't interested. They're an embarrassment to their neighbours, to society, to the family unit. So we feel that our main job is that we're there to listen to their problems and to be a support mechanism in that way.
We heard from Richard Bestick's report that you yourself contracted leprosy. How is your health now?
My health is okay. I go home every year with some new condition. So my parents are quite used to the whole thing. But certainly I haven't had anything worse than leprosy. It was a shocking thing at the time, obviously. But no, I try and look after my health, but no guarantees here, I'm afraid.
Leah, how many more years do you think you'll stay in India? Will you leave when your work is complete, or will you set the foundations which others can build upon?
It's a very difficult question to answer, actually, because, you know, this is a journey that I'm undertaking at the moment. I don't know where this journey is taking me, but I know that I'm very committed to what I'm seeing and what I'm doing. If I say 10 years from now, okay, 10 years from now, 15 years, I have a suspicion that I'll be still doing this 20, 25 years down the line. But it's an unknown, it's a journey where I don't know where the end is taking me, but there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that I have to be doing this. I have to be here in India, involved with these women. So let's see.
Leah Patterson, we wish you well and every success in your work. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.